Welcome back to Houston Life. If you're looking for a quick and easy way to prepare seafood at home, yes, always, our next guest says this pantry staple will leave you feeling smart in the kitchen.
Oh, I see what you did there. So today we are making fish and papillote, also known as parchment paper fish packets. Say that 5 times fast. It looks fancy, but culinary instructor, cookbook author, and friend of Houston Life, Marcia Smart, says it is pretty fast and easy. Marcia, it's so nice to see you, as always.
So good to see you.
During break, I was telling you, your website, smartinthekitchen.com, it's so nice to just look at it. I was saying I get angry that I can't reach through the screen and just take a bite of everything I'm looking at. You make it look effortless. Does it feel effortless because you just have this natural talent? What's the secret? Are you just making more time to do it than we are?
I don't know. I do like to take out any extra steps or extra ingredients that you don't need and use a lot of color and herbs and fresh ingredients, but I want to make dinner and cooking less stressful for people. Like, that's my goal, and just make people feel like when they look at a picture on my website or in my book that they can make it themselves.
We're seeing some video of you, and you are a great follow on social.
Oh, yeah.
What's the feedback for social media?
People love it.
I mean, social media is like the bane of my existence because
thank you for being honest.
Like
it's hard.
It's
a lot of work.
It's hard. I know. I was like, oh gosh, do I tell the truth? But I love it, and I try to be honest and really show what I'm cooking and doing and making, and it's a glimpse inside of my business. But sometimes I'm like, do I have to post something today? But anyway.
It's a pain. I mean, it's one thing to cook a delicious, healthy, beautiful meal. It's another thing to document it. And there have been times when we've even reached out to you. You posted a photo of a pan recently, and you're like, this is the pan you need for dinner. We were totally influenced. We went out, we bought it.
Yeah.
And it's actually our most used pan now.
Yes, I saw the picture when it arrived in your kitchen, and I was
Brandon
like, oh my God, I love this. Yes, he sent me a picture, like, look what you influenced. I'm like, I did my job.
Well, if anyone knows what they're doing in the kitchen, Marcia, it's you. And today we're doing something that might be a little intimidating. Fish in general. Do you find that people are afraid of cooking fish stinking up the whole house?
Yes, totally. I actually have an online class called Fearless Fish because I think fish is something people are afraid to make at home. Like, so many people tell me it's something they order out, but they don't cook it at home.
Wow.
But it's easy to cook. It cooks fast. It's good for you. And, you know, I like to give a lot of variations for the type of fish you can use. So it could be like, we brought some examples of haddock, salmon, like, use whatever looks good.
Really, you encourage a choose your own adventure style of cooking, which is fun because everyone does have a different palate. Is this particular thing, is this influenced by anywhere? Like, why?
Okay,
what is this influenced by?
These parchment paper bags, I love this, and I love how you said choose your own adventure, because this is how I got my kids to eat fish when they were little, because they're in charge of the ingredients, and then it becomes somewhat of a competitive, you know, thing among siblings, like who's turned out the best and whose looks the best and what did you put in yours. So if you put out, and you could do this for a dinner party too, it would be such a fun thing to do with friends. Put out all of your ingredients, and I give you a bunch of ideas in the recipe, and then everyone can decide, like, if they don't like olives, they can skip that.
Right.
So we have a bunch of options, and you guys can choose your own adventure today.
The finished product that we were just taking a close-up of, it does look so, so beautiful. I mean, you have olives and tomatoes and green peppers and capers. So truly, if someone is a fan of one thing and not another, they just add it or leave it out. Simple as that, right?
Totally.
Okay, so these parchment paper cooking bags, I've never seen these, Marcia.
Okay, so you can also use sheets of parchment paper if you can't find these. These are from H-E-B, which is, you know, they always carry these. And you can use them to cook other things too. You could cook like a bunch of veggies in here, or potatoes or whatever, and it just steams in the bag.
Yum. Okay.
So I always tell people, write your name. Like, if you're doing this with a bunch of friends, write your name at the bottom, not where you're folding it up at the top, so that everyone knows what their creation is, because you need to be able to, like, brag about how good yours looks when it comes out.
Parchment, by the way, is an important selection. You can't just use any brown paper bag, right?
No.
Because you don't want to have a fire in your oven.
Thank you for saying that. No, we're not going to use like the brown paper bags that you make your kids lunch in.
Must be parchment.
Parchment paper, because it's uncoated. It won't catch on fire in your oven.
Yes, there's a distinction. Yes, and it's important.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make our beautiful fish. So first you want to season your fish.
Okay.
We have some kosher salt. I love kosher salt.
And you're doing a salmon today.
Salmon, but if you don't like salmon, you can use whatever fish you like. It would be delicious with redfish, with halibut, with haddock.
I love a whitefish at home.
I do love whitefish, like wild cod. What I tell people in my class is go to the fish counter and look at what looks good.
Okay.
Like use your eyes, look at the fish, what looks fresh, and then what's on sale. Pick that. But today we picked salmon.
And we're using fresh fish, right? If someone wants to do this with frozen fish, is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. And I love frozen fish is an awesome thing to keep in your freezer because it's flash frozen. You can just move it to the fridge the night before you plan to cook with it.
So let it thaw before you do this.
Let it thaw like nice and slow in the fridge overnight, and it's a great thing to keep stocked.
Cool.
Okay, so we're gonna take our fish and we're gonna put it right in the bottom of the bag.
Okay.
And don't worry too much. Like, just throw it in there.
Okay.
It's down
Oh, wow.
in my bag.
Down in the bag.
This is the fun part where you get to decide what flavors you want. So I love adding pesto. And you can just kind of drop it in there because it's all gonna steam together when it cooks.
Wow.
Don't worry too much about like making sure it's perfect.
Yeah, it's just like get it in the bag,
which is what
you
I
don't
love.
have to smear it on the surface of the fish. You're just kind of
You
putting
don't
it down
have
in
to.
that
Just
area.
kind of like dot it in there and it'll cook and everything will kind of flavor together.
Okay.
So I love adding green peas because they just have tons of color, protein. Add some of those in for me.
I'm gonna add all of them.
I'm adding,
Everything here is like, my adventure is everything.
like, that's good. So I always love tomatoes too because they add good color and like that liquid from the tomatoes steams with the fish.
Right.
So I'm gonna add a couple lemon slices to mine and all the herbs.
And these
Same.
herbs, what do you have here? Dill?
So there's dill, there's parsley, chives, and basil would be delicious with this. It's already in the pesto, but that would be amazing. If you add any liquid, just don't add too much liquid like white wine or lemon juice because you don't want it to soak through the bag.
Oh, okay.
And then just fold it up.
So are we folding it like kind of like a lunch bag?
You're being very perfect and precise, which is so nice, but you can just like roll it up.
You should just be like mine, Garrett.
Yes, and then we're just
Messy.
gonna put it on our sheet pan like that.
How long do we cook this for?
So
Quickly.
about 12 minutes.
Okay, 12 minutes at what, about 400?
High heat, 400 to
Okay.
450.
Did I roll mine
Perfect.
backwards? Does it need to be
It's
rolled the other
okay.
way?
We're still gonna give you an A+.
Okay, so then
Okay.
once it's baked, you literally just cut it open and dinner is
wow.
done,
So you
people.
guys can taste this. We have a little bit of everything on there, some
beautiful here.
salmon.
Ooh,
Here
there
you
we
go.
go. Hey, by the way, so Fish Fix, I noticed you use them. So this is
Yes.
flash fried fish. We've had them on the show before.
Oh, you have?
We have, and this is a genius idea because it shows up on your front door. It is packed in dry ice and
Yes.
it's ready to go for you.
I
This is
love
amazing.
everything they do.
Oh, this one's for me?
you
made
get
me a
your
separate
own
one?
tray.
Marcia Smart, you are the best. Hey, by the way, the cookbook, Dinner is Done. Check it out. It's beautiful. And we've already posted your recipes on our
yay.
website, HoustonLife.tv. So look for that scene on Houston Life section. SmartInTheKitchen.com. I'm telling you, the meal plans, the recipe ideas, she's got it all. We love you, Marcia.
Thank you guys.
It's so good
Thank
to see you.
so much.
Delicious. Okay, moving on. You know, well, I'm
gotta
going to
eat.
move on.